Welcome back to the Real Lords of Crypto channel, your go-to source for everything cryptocurrency and blockchain. A channel where we empower Cryptozens for a smarter, safer, and successful crypto journey. Right now, Bitcoin is being pulled by three completely different forces at once, and the tug of war is exactly why the price barely knows which way to move. Start with the good news. The June inflation report just came in cooler than expected. Headline inflation slowed to 3.8% year-over-year, down from 4.2%, with core inflation holding steady at 2.9%. That's normally the kind of number that sends risk assets like Bitcoin higher, because it eases pressure on the Federal Reserve to keep rates high. Traders are now pricing in only a 36% chance of a rate hike this month. But that good news is colliding with a much bigger problem. The US-Iran conflict has reignited, and it's rattling markets in real time. Brent crude jumped nearly 4% to a 4-week high. The Strait of Hormuz, the corridor roughly a fifth of the world's oil moves through, has now been effectively shut down for 136 straight days due to tanker attacks, and prediction markets just cut their odds of it reopening by year-end from 65% down to 56%. Higher oil prices mean renewed inflation fears, which is why the 2-year Treasury yield actually climbed to 4.28% on the very same day the CPI report looked encouraging. Caught in the middle of all that, Bitcoin slipped to $62,600, down from $63,800 a day earlier, a modest dip, but a real one, as traders rotate out of risk assets while the geopolitical picture stays unresolved. And then there's the story most people missed entirely. On Monday, the US government quietly moved roughly $288 million in seized Bitcoin and Ether over to Coinbase Prime. Assets that sat frozen in government custody are now positioned somewhere they could realistically be managed, or eventually sold, a detail crypto markets are watching closely, since large government-held crypto movements have moved prices before. So here's where it actually stands: an inflation report good enough to justify a rally, a war escalating enough to justify a sell-off, and $250 million in government-held crypto shifting hands in the background. 3 signals, 3 directions, and for now, Bitcoin is just holding its breath in the middle of all of them. If you found this useful, hit like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. Which of these 3 forces do you think wins out first?